Hello, 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 Real Housewives of New York fans. We are here to talk about part 3 of the reunion. It's over, but we're still here. I'm Lauren Zima.
I'm Bryce Sander. The season is ended.
You guys, one of the best seasons of the Real Housewives of New York City of all time. We want to know what your thoughts were on part 3 of the reunion, also on the season as a whole, and what's coming up. Which of the housewives do you want to see return? Who do you not want to see back? Let us know on ET's Facebook page right now. We will get your comments here and discuss. So, my friend, guys, we watched this together last night and we were honestly crying. Like, this was one of the best seasons ever of the show. But what did you think of part 3 of the reunion?
I was bored.
Disappointed.
Because so everything was in part 1 that we wanted to know.
Why did they lead with cocaine and allegations of mistressing off the top?
Because it was so good.
It was so good.
Maybe people wouldn't have continued to watch if they had been on, Dorinda babbling.
It's like, do you play hard to get or do you give it all up on the first night? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, guys, really, it was part 3 of the reunion. I mean, we'd already seen so many allegations, and it did feel like last night there just weren't that many big moments. I'm having a hard time even remembering what I felt the biggest moment was.
It was, Sonia, we had a fake walk-off from Sonia.
We had multiple.
A fake walk-off from Bethany. We had an awkward hug at the end where Bethany didn't even participate and Carol kind of just grabbed around everybody.
But as you noted, Bethany did say she was sick. Maybe she was just
she had strep throat, and I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt that she was not infecting anyone.
Sonia was an interesting character last night because I felt like both you and I were really on Sonia's side during the reunions. She has laid off of the drinking. By the way, ET interviewed Sonia. We did one of our amazing house tours of the Grey Gardens Manor, you guys.
All 5, maybe 6 stories in the outdoor space
that you see on Snapchat all the time. Unbelievable. Go to etonline.com right now to get that interview with Sonia where she talks about her drinking. Kind of clarifies, kind of doesn't, exactly what her sobriety, not sobriety
It was kind of what she
is.
said last night on the reunion. It's just expanding on that, where she's like, I stopped drinking, but I started again in March.
I don't hard liquor.
And I just do like a glass of wine at dinner.
It's not partying.
Confusing. I will say, this is the first time in a Real Housewives reunion where I've noticed that it seemed to go on for so long that individual cast members were checking out.
Shutting down.
Sonia at one point was just sitting with her hand like this, like, when do I get to go
She's like,
home?
I don't know. I'm sorry, Bethany. I'm sorry, Luann. Jules was putting on lip gloss at one point during this. We did see...
Jules started to get up when Sonia got up, and then she sat back down.
Yeah. We did see last reunion, Ramona pulled out her nuts and her wine and fell asleep, but that was specific to Ramona. This time,
this was
a lot of checking out.
It started on this couch, because Sonia and Jules kind of looked like they wanted to go home.
Yeah.
Carol, I think, wanted to go home before she even got there.
Oh, yes. And Ramona told me when I interviewed her that, this is according to Ramona, that they filmed from 6:30 a.m. until 9:30 p.m. with one break during the day for both lunch and makeup and hair touch-ups. So it did sound like a long day. And we were laughing because I felt like at some point someone from Bravo's makeup team just came through and touched all of them up because they all started ending up with the same
like an
orangey
lip
gloss. We're getting your comments in. Annette says, I'd love to see all of them back, but... Jules and Dorinda
and Kathy. Kathy says, love them all, minus Luann. So, the general feeling right now is this couch maybe can go.
We have some theories about Luann's future on the show. I know especially you do.
Yeah. Well, I for sure think she's going to get a wedding special spinoff. You know, that Tamara Zossi wedding, Nene, I Dream of Nene's type.
Bethany Ever After.
Yeah. But then it's like a question of, will she just do the wedding special and ride off into the sunset with Tom and no longer be a Real Housewife of New York? Or will she come back to the show? Because, I don't know, it kind of feels like Bethany runs the show at this point. Should be co-executive producer Bethany Frankel. And I don't know if Bethany would want Luann back on the show.
I don't know. I do think at the end of the day, I agree with you. Bethany is very much, I've interviewed Bethany twice now, and both times she said, this is one of the best seasons so far in this very, producery way. But I do think Bethany, on that note, would do what's best for the show. I think she would do what she felt like would get the best ratings and deliver the best story. It was an interesting moment last night between Andy and Bethany when Ramona kept asking Luann, well, what if Tom did it again? What if he did it again? And Andy turns to Bethany and says, it seems like she knows something. And Bethany, producer mode, oh, Ramona, do you know something?
And Ramona, I think Ramona knew something, but she didn't say what she knew.
I know. That was maybe one of those, we were saying it was maybe one of those Dorinda cocaine moments where they just kept the reality off the camera.
All right, more. Rosie says Carol is boring. I will kind of agree. I don't think she's boring, but she just didn't have a story this season.
She didn't. And we were talking about this last night. Like, would Carol want to come back? Because did she seem a little bit over it? God, I loved the season, the moments where Carol was being so honest about the pain she'd been through. When her and Dorinda went to London, it was such a real moment of reality TV. And Carol's really funny. I just think this season she was in relationship mode.
Well, and I think what also happens is they film so much, and then you see maybe 6 minutes of each lady each week.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure she filmed something that was a storyline, but maybe it just didn't fit in because there was the Hiroshima Luann situation.
And her relationship with Adam isn't going to bring that drama. I mean, John's over there, as Bethany says, all lit up, and then Tom is like dating multiple housewives. Adam's just like, I am the chef of vegan things. Like, he's so nice. It's just not going to happen.
This is my theory. Carol will be back either as a friend of Bethany or a full-time housewife, and she will announce that she's working on that book of essays again.
Ooh, I could see Carol wanting to come back because I do think we saw at the end of this season that Carol felt like she'd maybe been a little too Bethany friend. I think Carol is her own person, and she might want to come back and be like, no, I'm not just, I'm here as Carol. We're getting more comments. Teresa, Bethany is the true HBIC. Head Bethany in charge.
And Elizabeth said, Bethany is a bit of a narcissist. Well, she admitted to that on the show last night. She was like, sometimes I do just think about myself.
And, she did have some good moments. Again, Bethany always owns it. Like, last night she said to Luann, she did say that she'd, like, gone too far with some of the slut-shaming stuff she'd said, and that she just wanted Luann to be happy. Kathy is saying Luann will not make it to the altar or back next season. We were also very interested in the fact that Luann is the first housewife to get that before they were Housewives special.
Yeah.
Was Bravo testing the waters on a special for Luann there? Very interesting. I watched it. It was good. Karen, this season Carol was totally in follower mode, hoping for more next season.
I would agree.
I mean, Carol's very, like, Carrie Bradshaw to me. I love her weird apartment where that she doesn't cook. Like, she's a character. I love Carol. She's good TV. Come back, Carol. What about Jules, guys?
I would like to see Jules in her now free
Single.
businesswoman life.
She's got that alchemy
Modern
drink.
alchemy.
As we noted, in many partying moments towards the end of the season, like at Bethany's party, Jules is like hiking up her dress and dancing.
You know what Jules does? She's cut the hair off now, but she did like the Kyle Richards, put it up and swing it around. But she did that, like, she hiked up her skirt and dipped it down and like bull fought.
When they were in Miami, she went on stage and did some things with a trumpet.
And a trombone.
A
larger instrument. And she poured the shots on the
Yes.
on the boat. I think Jules is fun. We just didn't get to see a ton of it.
We didn't get to see it. I would love to see single, ready to mingle, fun Jules. I agree. So let us know what you guys think of that. Getting back to Sonia. So last night, again, we had been Sonia defenders on part 1 and 2 of the reunion.
And then something broke.
Something broke. Sonia... I don't know. She, like, lost it last night. She couldn't get past the Berkshires thing, and Bethany is sitting there saying to her, Sonia, it doesn't matter. Let it go.
It was one night. And then she just kept going. I was invited to the dry cleaner party. I guess that's a better place for me, the dry cleaner party. And Bethany goes, well, John does know how to clean up messes.
Oh, you know what I think it might be for Sonia? She's been divorced for a long time now, and I think that she's gotten a decade, which we still hear about her divorce, but it's been a decade. I think she's gotten to a place where she can kind of let her issues or her emotions with men, other than her ex, roll off her shoulders, but her female friends are very important to her.
It was so interesting to me that she kept coming back to the thought that Bethany is her most real friend on this cast, which is, from watching the show, I don't get that.
But I think she almost might mean that Bethany is real with her, and that Sonia can take the honesty.
She said, I appreciate Bethany's honesty. That's who she is. She comes to me, she says what she feels, and I take it, and we move on. We don't talk behind each other's back.
I think she felt like both. When we talked to her, she said Dorinda and Ramona both really hurt her, and I think she felt like they talked about her drinking too much behind her back, and she wasn't on board with it, and... yeah, well, Sonia kind of broke down, almost walked off, had a hugging Luann moment again. She does not want to fight with her female friends. Bethany almost walked off, but she didn't. I gotta say, if you're gonna say you're gonna walk off.
Walk off that set.
Walk it off, okay?
All right, more comments. Carla, Bethany, she is the real MVP. And Samantha says, I feel like Dorinda was attacked by Bethany all night. It was hard to watch.
I'll give Dorinda this. Girl stands her ground. Everything she said, Dorinda goes, I stand by what I said.
Yeah.
I stand by it. And I like that about her. That's the key to being successful in reality.
We have this continuing issue with Dorinda not fully understanding what people are saying, like Carol with the Apple comment, and Bethany with the Village Idiot comment, which, when asked for a definition, Dorinda said, that's an idiot who is local.
It's a local, and Bethany's like, you're taking it literally. It's from literature.
Sure. So I will give that point to Bethany in that I don't think she wasn't attacking Dorinda's intelligence. She was just saying she just plays along with everybody.
Dorinda had a very different season this season. I feel like she kind of realized what it was like to be on reality TV. She stood to her opinions. She started stirring the pot more. I would see Dorinda on TV again. When we interviewed her, Dorinda told us she will bring John on the show less if she returns. She said that she learned her lesson about him, that he learned his lesson, and we noticed in the second half of the season he wasn't really there.
Right, and we also didn't see her daughter Hannah this past season. She says Hannah wants nothing to do with the show.
Well, okay. I also want to see Ramona dating. She hid it from us this season.
Well, I think that's Ramona's MO. She kind of hid the divorce from us, and now she's open about it. This season, she's in the dating water. She hid it. I think next season, maybe she'll have a boyfriend or something.
Next season, we will get some Ramona. We can only hope. I'll be honest, I would be okay with seeing all of the ladies back next season. I think it is a lot, though, and I'd like to see a little bit of new blood.
But we haven't had a season in a while where the cast stayed the same 2 seasons in a row, and I think that is necessary for any Housewives show to sustain itself. You have to have 2 seasons in a row where it's the same cast.
I could see them all coming back. Maybe we'd see a turn on Tom. Maybe the ladies would start to like him.
Well, we'll have to wait and watch in 2017.
God, why? Why?
Well, we get Beverly Hills and Atlanta back soon.
Yeah.
And Potomac.
Yeah.
And we think Dallas is coming back.
No, I'm emotionally traumatized. Yes, Bryce is working on getting all the scoop about Dallas's return, so stick with etonline.com because we will have more for you.
Some people are leaving, I think.
Oh, guys, thanks so much for watching with us all season long. Keep talking to us about the Housewives over on Twitter. I'm at Lauren Zima.
I'm at Bryce Sander, and we gotta go.
Bye.
A great hug, like Carol's awkward
Carol, awkward hug.